make things perfect because they are not perfect.
That's right.
Okay? All right. So if we wake up with that attitude and start pushing, then we know what our deal is. We're here to make things better.
That's right.
I mean, we're a team. Everybody's got to participate, and your lack of participation is your degree of participation. You're participating, you're contributing, and if it's nothing, then that's what we've got going on. My concern is the apparent lack of understanding about how important other people are. Carl, you know what I mean? Or do you? I mean, it's important to me that the other guy on the freeway, be healthy, have good eyes, make good judgments, and, go where he's going. That's not to be assumed. I mean, we cannot just assume that everything and everybody is okay. We have to appreciate it when we see it that way, and we have to do something about it when we don't see it that way. Well, what am I talking about? Little things add up to big things. If you see the guy coming down the freeway and he's driving sideways in the car and you see him, tilting up a can of stronger than soda pop. What are you supposed to do?
That's right.
Well, my friend Anthony just came in, the mood master. He said you should call the cops. You know what I'm saying? Anthony need to be on the microphone to tell us those good stories because I know you got some good ones. How you doing, brother? Good. Good. So, no, it's like it's a team. It's teamwork. We benefit by what other people put together, and we lose sometimes by what other people put together. But the score, it's like the score. It changes. You have the ability to put up points. You have the ability to help people. You have the ability to get in other people's way. My goal is to try to clarify as much as I can, to be accurate about what I see and try to be accurate about what I say about what I see. And I'd like for you guys to do the same thing. If you see some knucklehead, do something about it.
That's right.
You don't have to be the knucklehead condenser or stopper, but call somebody. If you see something, say something.
Say something.
Carl, I see something. I see you. You've lost some weight. You've toned down quite a bit.
Sure.
You were in a month ago and said that you were going to go on a basically liquid diet.
Yeah.
How's that going? I mean, your skin looks great. I guess it's going pretty good.
Well, I mean, it's all good. The reason why I started it was because I just felt like I was lacking in certain areas, and I wanted to get control of my mind. I started drinking. I mean, for those of you who drink coffee, I started drinking coffee a lot, and I hadn't drank coffee like that my whole life.
And so when you say a lot, you were drinking a cup of coffee 2 or 3 times a day.
Yeah, and it felt like I was looking forward to that coffee, like cup of coffee, like I was a drug addict. So,
Carl, are you calling my fellow coffee lovers drug addicts?
I'm sorry, man.
What are you saying?
There you go.
The number here is 909. What's the number? It's right here on the wall. I mean, we're gonna tell you here. 909-792-5222 if you want to respond to my friend Carl calling you a drug addict because of you having 3-4 cups of coffee a day. But there are things that we get so used to,
Sure,
that we want so much of, that we really don't pay any attention to what it's doing to us or doing for us.
Sure.
And we do become addicted, and we say addicted because any habit that just automatically takes place over a period of time, and you just automatically do it, and you're not thinking about it. You're able to go in there, and you hear people brag about it.
Oh yeah.
I can walk in my sleep into the kitchen and make a cup of coffee with my eyes closed, and then as soon as I drink it, I wake up and everything is all right. Coffee's not the worst thing in the world for you, but not having control of yourself probably is the deal. And you said that's why you were going on your diet. You were feeling a little out of control.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and why is that important to you? In control, out of control?
To me, I always like to be.
Okay, Mr. Yeah, we had see, being in control means you don't drop stuff.
You ready to roll. we roll with the punches.
Yeah.
Improvise.
Yeah, you improvise.
So, for me, I like to always be in control of my mindset. In doing that, I know that I have to do something harsh to myself. Right?
Harsh or something different?
Something different.
Different is harsh. Different can be very harsh for us simply because now instead of turning left, like the detours, you used to getting to the spot in a certain distance, a certain way, and all of a sudden you get there and there's this big detour sign, and it's going to get you where you're going,
right? But
it's not as comfortable.
Exactly.
And that disruption appears to be bad.
Absolutely.
But then when you take control and understand that this is going to still take me where I need to go, it's going to kind of give me a little new attitude about where I'm going. Mm-hmm. So how do you feel?
I feel good. I feel great.
You sound really excited. I feel
good. Yeah. No. I feel great.
Mm-hmm.
My mindset is a lot more sharp day to day. If anybody's ever fasted before, I'm connected, connected with everybody around me, the universe. It's just that having a high without necessarily being high off of something, but you just high off of life because, just think about it, okay? When you go to Vegas, what do they give you abundance of in Vegas?
Lights,
food, alcohol.
Matter of fact, they give it to you if you are gambling, sitting in the gambling area.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So, with that being said, with having that to where my mind is clear, I don't have to have any of those external things. Now I'm just more focused on myself because I don't have that food in my stomach that's like cluttering my way of thinking.
If you've ever taken a 3-day fast or a 4-day fast and experienced the exhilaration of coming a little closer to yourself, you want to give us a call and talk about it. 909-792-5222. Ms. Tammy Martin Rouse has come in. She is also an advocate for controlling what goes into your body so that you can control what your body does.
That's right.
And that's, I think, falls right in line with what I'm talking about in terms of teamwork. I like everybody on the team to be as sharp as they can, even the members of the team, especially the members of the team that I don't know, that I don't see on a regular basis. I just hope that everybody's out there doing something to take good care of themselves.
That's right.
And that's it might sound like, well, Wallace, you're really concerned about everybody, and that's so nice of you. No, okay, that could be a fair statement, but I'm concerned about me, my family, my circle of friends, and agents that do what, benefit us. But that means you too, because you have the ability to disrupt not just me, but everybody else. Look at what occurred in Virginia Beach.
Yep.
Okay. It's to the point where you can't remember all of the wild, crazy shootings, the responses that people go through to demonstrate their dissatisfaction with what's going on. Now, we don't even know why our guy in Virginia Beach killed 11 people. I know why the 12th one was killed, because that was the guy. The police shot him. If we could have got him before he, but if we got him before he shot anybody, we'd be wrong. Mm-hmm. So what is this discontent all about? Is it because we eat too much? We drink too much? I'm not going to say that, but I'm going to say that surely we're not in touch with ourselves to the point of where we are perfect, but we judge each other like we should be perfect. I'm happy that you're able to take command of yourself.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit more about your process and procedure, what you've been going through. How's your weight right now?
I'm not really focused on the weight because that's automatically coming off. So it's more of a mindset thing.
So what are you able to see in your daily movement that's a difference or an improvement over the way it was when you were using your teeth?
Oh, man.
Using your teeth to eat, because you don't have to use your teeth since you're on a liquid diet. Right.
It's it's
So what? So we're trying to see what's different in your daily life.
well, I mean, everything is pretty much the same. However, just not eating any solid foods, and mentally speaking, I'm just sharp. I'm just really sharp. But everything is pretty much the same.
Well, if I were to
everything.
ask one of your clients that meets with you at 5:00 in the morning for you to, as he states it, beat him up, so for his exercise program, how do you feel about your clients and what you're doing with your clients every day?
Oh, they still getting it.
Are they getting more of it? Are they? I mean, are they seeing are they inspired by your move, or does it have an effect on them just because it has an effect?
I think it has an effect, and that's going back to what you said. I really believe that it does have an effect on them, because if I'm at my best, mentally, physically, and spiritually, then they're gonna get not only that training, but they're gonna get that extra, what I'm going through in my day to day, what I'm going through in that moment. Because when you're fasting, you have to live in the moment. There's no out of tune, because as soon as I get hungry, I gotta sip on something.
Okay.
But you're in it. It's intense every day. It's intense.
So with your eating, we're trying to eat, maybe sit down at a meal a couple of times a day. How often are you sipping on your liquid diet? I mean, are you putting yourself in a meal situation, or are you just sipping it all day so that you don't get hungry?
I'm sipping it all day, so I don't get hungry. So as soon as I get hungry, I just work to hungry, and I just sip on it.
Right. Well, the thing we say is, you eat to live. That changes things.
Right.
As opposed to living to eat. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm proud of you. I'm not able to say that I'm anxious to get on a liquid diet, but I do try. I do try to eat things that are going to be good for me.
Sure.
But listen, Miss Tammy's in. We want to take us a break. And as we come out of the break, we get a chance to talk with her and see how she feels about your liquid diet commitment. I know she's going to ask you if you're grinding up a beef burger in there.
Well, I don't eat meat, so.
So a liquid diet can consist of all of the bad things, just like all the good things. So maybe you get a chance to tell us actually what's in that food. This is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to continue to share some thoughts about your team members and how what they do affects you and how what you do affects them. Are you going to make a point? Are you going to make an assist? Are you going to take a charge? Who knows? All of those things are important to the final score. We'll be right back. Yeah. What's up, ma'am?
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
Hey, I just learned that the health plan I got through Covered California provides preventive care services at no additional cost. Man, that's like music to my ears. Now I don't have to wait until I need a doctor to see a doctor. I can get services like annual checkups, flu shots, both cancer and diabetes screenings without having to pay extra. That's definitely a song worth singing.
Covered California. It's more than just health care, it's life care. Visit coveredca.com to enroll or find free expert help. Open enrollment ends January 31st.
Are you sure we're on the air? There's nothing here. This is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen, back on the case. All right. Good. I just had a slight burp there. So, Carl.
Yes, sir.
So, what's in your smoothie? It's not a smoothie. It's a
juicing.
It's a juice.
Okay. For instance, my wife made the other day. It was a beet juice, and she does all the juices. So
So you don't know what's in it?
Yeah, I know what's in it. Most of the time, she just give it to me and I drink it. But it was beets, because if you ever tasted beet, like a beet juice, it tastes. If you don't make it right, it tastes like dirt.
Okay, so she makes it right.
She makes it right.
Because
otherwise it tastes like dirt.
Okay.
But it was beet juice, I think orange. It was beet juice, orange juice, kale, and apple juice, something like that. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. So when you drink that, it goes right through your body. But just when you drink it, it's like, again, going back to what I was saying before, that high that you feel like I'm not hungry anymore. I'm good. It's like it's a meal. I'm just not eating.
How's your ability to exercise and do your workouts and stuff like that?
Same. This is actually easier than what I've done before, because I've done a master cleanse. Are you familiar with the master cleanse? I've done that before, and I've done that. The longest I did was for 23 days, and that's easy. I mean, that's hard compared to this, because I'm juicing food, whereas the other is just lemon, cayenne pepper, and maple syrup. That's it. But what you go through mentally is...
It doesn't sound like the most appetizing thing in the world. It doesn't sound like something, that I'm going to rush off, like this is a carnival or the fair or the circus or the zoo even. Well, maybe like the zoo. I don't know. But congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
It's working for you.
Yeah.
You haven't lost any customers, and you've picked up some new ones.
Yeah.
And you've been working better with the ones that you've got.
Exactly.
Well, that sounds like success to me. Mm-hmm. What would you encourage other people to do to help make a change in their life? Because turning left instead of right, using your left hand instead of your right hand, brushing your teeth with a different hand, there's things that we can do to increase the synapse connection in our brain. We are all losing brain connections as we go older and grow older, and the way you increase that is by doing new things.
Right.
Play chess instead of checkers. Read something that you're not used to reading. Do something out of rhythm from what you've been doing. Give your body a chance to react to something that's going to react in a positive way to some other things. So once again, congratulations to you. Miss Tammy Martin, are you able to come around to the microphone? Are you willing to?
Willing and able. I'm going to go ahead and set up this camera.
Okay, you're not on a microphone, so she is willing and able, and she's got conversation. One of the things that I'm wanting to talk about is, how we respond to our business opportunities. I was talking to a gentleman the other day. He was a pastor, and he was telling me about how interested he is in working with young people and changing their habits this way and the other. And somehow we got on the point of him saying, I think I may have brought up the point about cannabis, and I'm not sure why I brought cannabis up. I think it was talking about business opportunities, and I asked him basically, well, how do you feel about the apparent lack of assignment of economic opportunity to black folk around cannabis? And his immediate response was, I don't like the idea. I don't want that occurring. And somebody offered him a $100,000 operation to get involved in selling cannabis, in growing, selling, or doing something with cannabis. And I said, well, okay, did you take the offer? He says, well, absolutely not. It's not something that I want to do, and I don't want it taking place in my community. I said, oh, you legitimately have the right to think like that. But cannabis is legal. I'm wondering
legal according to who, though?
Well, it's legal.
It's not federally.
It's not federally legal.
Okay, so we got to be clear. Because when we say legal, it's not because you can't go put the money in a bank.
Well, let's look at what's illegal in Missouri, Alabama, Georgia. It's abortion. The state of Illinois just said no. Everybody has the right to abortion, and they made that a law. So in the state of Illinois, abortion is legal. In the states around it, it's not. So we're living in a country that says states have rights, this is what they did when they decided. Education-wise, they allow the states to determine which ones have charter schools, which ones don't. So to draw the line on cannabis is a natural thought among the African-American community because we've seen the devastation that use of cannabis and response by the police for the use of cannabis has been devastating in our community. And you know, any good mother, good father, and an uncle would say, leave that stuff alone. Unless it's the rich uncle. The rich uncle will say, make your money. If you're a bartender, you don't need to be drinking just because you are making drinks for other people. If you are selling any kind of food, doesn't mean that you have to be a meat eater to sell meat. My point is, the economy of the cannabis has negatively affected black folk for years, and now it is a legal. No, we say, well, it ain't legal. In Colorado, it's as legal as it could be,
Well,
they've got a big credit union that allows those people there to put their money in the bank, in their credit union. So there is a way to do it, and my question is, should we turn away from that, or should we turn toward that? Should we try to defend the principle that says, listen, of all the people who were negatively affected by cannabis use for the last 50 years, the black community has been the number one target of the war on drugs, especially a drug that we have proven over and over that is not addictive, has health benefits, and is not the big evil that society or the law has said. In each and every case where they went to, when they first made cannabis illegal, there was a study done by Mayor LaGuardia. His study determined that all of the evil things that they said about marijuana.
But see, we like to grab the research.
Well, let's grab the research.
Well, but here's the deal. You asked the question. Like, let's quit skating around the subject.
Yes.
You asked the question. Let's go back to the first point. You asked the question. I like to stay there, if you will.
Please.
About this person giving $100,000 and what they started this. Let's start at the real question.
Okay.
The real question is, to get into this business, it's a lot of money.
Why?
Here's what. Hey, it's the regulations of what they want to do.
My point.
And listen, it ain't a while for me. If you want to get into business, you got to pay by the rules. So if we want to come and take to the table, we can't be like, well, why are you doing this? Look, I look at all of the drug dealers out there. Why are they not in it? Because all the money you running around, all these cars, why do you not have enough capital when they say put your money to the table, and everybody who is in the business is bringing their money to the table? When you say black people, well, why are you not in the game? So where's your money at the table? Let's deal with the real issue. Okay, so why aren't they bringing their money to the table? And
that's
especially the drug dealers that are already out there dealing with the cocaine and everything, why wouldn't they want a piece of this?
Right.
And why don't you have $100, $200, and $300,000 to bring to the table?
There
That's
you go.
what puzzles me.
There you go.
So let's talk.
Well, I think you're right, and I think some of them have that money.
Yeah. So why they not doing it?
Well, now we're getting it down to the choice that the people who make the regulations are able to make in terms of who they decide.
Why? Have they been to prison? Have they been to this? Have they been to that?
Right.
What is stopping? That's the thing.
Well, now, if we say you have had a bad experience or a record and you can't get into this business.
Okay, give your money to so-and-so over there. They do it anyway.
Well, now, that's good consulting.
I mean, I'm just saying, let's talk money, because this is what this is all about. And what I see is everybody tells me, oh, to get in this, they want me to spend all this money. So you want to get in the game or not?
Right.
Then, you either get on the pot or get off, right?
Well,
so
that's a good way to look at it.
That's what I see. And all the talk about this is what's run through the community, this is what doing this, it all comes down to this. Money. You want to play in the game? Where the money at?
Right.
So let's discuss money.
Well, and it appears that money can work. Now, we have some situations where we see people operating, and when they operate, the city comes down on them. Now, City of San Bernardino has regulations. City of Riverside, all around, they have these regulations. Why?
Because there's rules and everything. You got
Well,
regulations regarding running around your house.
Well, basically,
how you control your yard.
Well, you're in business. You're in business.
Yeah.
Your business requires regulation and a business license.
Yeah.
That's the regulation.
Yeah.
The business license.
Yeah.
Now, to say that you have to have zillions of dollars to go in business,
Yeah.
that's outside of the realm of the regulation.
No,
I would think.
every business I know, you want to start a restaurant, you going to put one up, how you going to get your food? You going to go buy some supplies to make the food with?
Those are things that
you
the
got
city-
to come in with
that-
capital.
But the regulations don't say you have to have the capital. The regulation says you have to follow these certain rules to open up, to be able to present your business in a way that is going to commit itself to the code for putting up your business.
Okay.
But it doesn't tell the restaurant owner who to go buy the food from. It doesn't tell the restaurant owner that he's got to have either a situation where he's going to make money or lose money. They are simply concerned about how he opens up his doors and the condition of his building that he's operating.
Oh, there are regulations within the restaurant, trust me.
Oh yeah, I know there are.
What type of equipment that they're using, the fact they got to cook at the place, they can't bring anything from
That's
home.
right. They got to have a big hood. They got all kind of regulations about the inside of that business.
Which still costs a lot of money.
Absolutely. Money is very important. But where you get your money from and who your investors are not things that you have to disclose if you're doing a restaurant. Now, I can understand it if you think you're getting into a liquor business.
I beg to differ that, but
okay,
go ahead.
No, well, let's differ.
Yeah, because you getting money that's going into your account or that's paying for something,
Yes.
it goes back down to the taxes. Where the money come from?
Well,
I'm sorry,
they say that. They say that, but they usually
where you get
look at-
100,000 from?
Well, that depends on how it got there. Now, if you put 12 or 13 in at a time, then the bank wants to know how you got that.
Different.
But if it's 9 and 9, you just put it in the bank. They're not paying attention. I mean, $10,000 is the point where you have to start telling people where the money coming from on a deposit.
Okay, so
Right.
you're saying, okay, just deposit 5,000 a month.
No, what I'm saying is, just like you,
Yeah.
the business seems to be available, and you are a business person, and rightfully you say, well, there's regulations everywhere, and everything costs money, and we shouldn't be so worried about whether the access is made for the people whose lives were devastated as a result of this.
My thing is get in the game and then change the game, because if you're on the outside complaining, it's like this. They want to get into the cannabis business, but they're like, why we got to do this? Well, do you not have the money to get in? Get in and play and then change the game. You understand? It's like you're on the outside trying to change the system in the inside, but you ain't even in the inside. So put up the money. Once you in, now you can say, now I'm up in this piece. This is what I noticed. It's not right. So let's go ahead and fix this. But we can't even get in the game because nobody's not even willing to get in and pay the money. But yeah, we got enough dope dealers out there that got thousands and thousands of dollars. Why aren't they investing?
Same reason, though, they're probably not investing in senior housing. Okay, I mean, and that makes money. Well, it's not their game. It's maybe the same reason that they're not flipping houses. It's not their game. Maybe it's the same reason they're
But
not.
drug game, cannabis.
Well, cannabis, from what we're saying, well, there are other drugs. Are they out there selling Viagra? It's a drug. Are they selling what's the
African Americans might not, but that one's out there being sold in some type of way in the in the black market, because Viagra is how much a pill? I mean, I don't know if I'm asking the right man, but if, you could call me and tell me what.
I need some music. Yeah, we're going to take a break right now. We'll be right back after the short break. This is Empire Talks Back. I'm talking to the one who riles things up. We'll be right back.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call Westside Story Newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
Hey, Uncle Reggie, did you know that you can apply for Medi-Cal?
Excuse me, little boy.
Yeah, I'm doing that for you right now. You're covered under Medi-Cal. You could be a single adult with no kids and enroll.
Who told you that?
I watch the news. You're eligible for medical coverage and can enroll year-round, no deadlines. All you have to do is visit www.coveredca.com to apply. It's quick and pretty painless.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Know-It-All. What else do you know?
I know you should go back with your ex-girlfriend. Let's face it, she was a 9, and you're a...
Oh, boy, finish that sentence. Finish that sentence, and it's the last time that I'm taking you to the...
All done.
That's it?
Yeah.
Great, day in the morning. Can my friends also apply?
Sure. Just tell them to check out www.coveredca.com. I know what you're thinking, and I am not applying for them. If I were you, I would write this down. That's www.coveredca.com.
This is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen. We are back. I'm here with Miss Tammy Martin Rouse. Our friend Carl excited with his diet, his liquid diet, and he has places to go, things to do, and we wish him well. Miss Tammy.
Yes.
This thing about cannabis, money, people putting their money in. You are at this point, you sound like the basic cruel capitalist.
Hey.
Well, it's got to be the money. You guys, no matter what we did to you in the past, no matter how we devastated your community, no matter how we lied about it, none of those things will give you any access to.
But you coming in with excuses. You coming in with excuses. In order to play in this game, you are. No matter how you treated us, how you doing this. Let's go into the game and then show them we can do it, and then we can change the game. Well, I don't like that pity party going into the game.
I don't like the pity party either. That's just like
track. I would beat you, but my leg. If you just give me a chance, I got a handicap. No, if we want to play, we gotta come in. If we know that there are some discrepancies once we're in the game, then we can start changing some things. But if we can't change nothing if we ain't in the game.
That may or may not be true. This is why people stand out and protest, because they're not in the game. They don't have a seat at the table.
I've seen a lot of protests happen, and it's still, we still have the same president, we still have the same people. So there's a lot of protesting going on out there.
That's right.
So ain't nothing changed in the government.
Well, things do change. They change slowly.
Yeah, they change slowly.
And they change because people stand up. Now, one of the things that you are defending without actually saying defend it is that you're defending the bully. You're defending the people who have taken charge because of advantage that was given to them from birthright, advantage that was given to them through Jim Crow laws, through slavery, through racism.
How long have we known this?
Well, unfortunately, we only get to deal with it a lifetime at a time.
Okay.
So as I look at lifetimes in the past and I look at lifetimes now and think about lifetimes in the future, I can very easily see where the discrepancy of treatment, the unfairness of treatment, has a lingering effect, a very lingering effect, so that even by saying, if your grandpa and your grandmother were enslaved and denied the right to learn, denied the right to go forward, that kind of throws you behind. So that now you are able to be discriminated against by laws because it's a law and it's legal. Remember, slavery was legal. As we talk about, slavery was legal. It was legal for not only the slave owner, but any white man to stop any black man during slavery time and do anything he wanted to, and know that there was no law that was going to do anything against him, to him, or to defend that black situation. As we move forward and we look at America's promise, because we're talking about the team. We're talking about, as we look at World War I, World War II, Korean War, this, that, and the other, we look at slavery, we look and see that black people made a contribution that represents one of the pillars of America's ability to be strong. and have been treated and mistreated as an echo and as a projection into the future. And so as I say that and I look back at a simple thing like cannabis, an opportunity where millions of lives have been disturbed, billions of dollars have been made, and now we have an opportunity to destroy the lie that says cannabis is bad for you, it's unhealthy, it doesn't do anything but addict you. That's a lie. And it was a lie used to stack the jails of America with black people and keeping them from being able to supply and deal for their families on something that they, as we find now, took as a stress relief. It's being used now to relieve stress. We're looking at why would black folk need to have that drug over these periods of time? Because society's been driving them crazy. Society's been pressing us for where black folk deal with it and call it, we wear a mask, it's poetry. But in the white community, it's mental health. And we now see that the African American community is a victim of mental health deficiencies just from getting along. And from getting along in society. This is why you'll be, as a teacher, you'll be looking at some students and know that their home background, the relationship that the mother and the father have with each other, the father's relationship with the mother based on the father's relationship with society, can drive the kid crazy. And you respond to that as a teacher, and you sense it and you see it. I've heard you talk about it.
I know, but I think you're getting off course a
I'm
little
not.
bit.
I'm adding to the weight because the weight is heavy.
But why we keep having to add to the weight? It's a given.
Well, we keep adding to the weight because there is a big racist boulder sitting out here that we don't want to talk about.
I understand that, but we also don't want to deal with our own issues. We don't want to deal with our eating. We don't want to eat. We don't.
You're right.
See, because I'm gonna go there.
Yes, the things that put us mental.
We don't want to deal with our finances.
Right.
We don't want to deal with a lot of stuff. So let's just call everything to the freaking carpet. Because
do we say we don't want to, or can we say we may not be capable of?
Oh no, we're capable.
No, you're capable. I'm capable.
We are capable, but we don't. Everybody doesn't want to go through the freaking pain. We don't want to go through the pain of trying to rectify or trying to put things back together. And I'm speaking generally, you guys, so I'm not speaking to every person. I'm just saying it's every wait a minute. Every race has dealt with,
not every race the white privilege, institutional racism.
Yes, it has.
No.
Wait, let me finish. Let me get my point across. Okay. We have dealt with this white privilege, either with the labor on somebody's back. It's just that we have been enslaved into this labor where we have been controlled like animals.
By regulation.
Wait a minute. Hispanics and Asians have still suffered the hands, of this westernized
colonialism.
Yes. So, but here's the thing.
Running other people's lives.
Okay. Yes. So here's
regime change.
No, I got you. But here's the thing. Only we can determine that we need to stop. So when we come up to a situation and we know what the game is, I don't even see us being players, but we're always trying to change the game. So when the only thing I brought up is with the cannabis thing. I say, let's look at all the money out there.
Very good point.
Yeah, and I say, let's look at all the money out there. Why can't everybody bring their little money together? You a drug dealer on the west side, you a drug dealer on the east side. I know you got about $1 million, and that's if you got that, or are we fronting? Okay, and then let's just go ahead and do this.
Sounds more like it.
Let's just go ahead and do this business. But what I gather is, hey, let us play. Can you let us play? Because you done kept us down, so let us play. It's like bump that, knock down the freaking wall and say, we're gonna come in and play, and we're gonna change the game while we up in here. Because we're gonna put people in position in government. We're gonna put people in position to where I don't know what Wallace is doing, y'all. We're gonna put people in position. We're going to put people in government. We're going to put people in the areas that is now going to help us look out for all of these things.
All we need to do is go vote, right?
Well, I'm gonna shut my mouth.
No, don't shut your mouth.
You keep running into a wall because
Sure, the walls
you
are
can't
there.
get.
The walls are there. You can either run around them, knock them down, and you said knock them down. You're going to be right back after this break and do an exercise on wall knocking down. We'll be right back.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
Hey, Uncle Reggie, did you know that you can apply for Medi-Cal?
Excuse me, little boy.
Yeah, I'm doing that for you right now. You're covered under Medi-Cal. You could be a single adult with no kids and enroll.
Who told you that?
I'll watch the news. You're eligible for medical coverage and can enroll year-round, no deadlines. All you have to do is visit www.coveredca.com to apply. It's quick and pretty painless.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Know-It-All. Well, what else do you know?
I know you should go back with your ex-girlfriend. Let's face it, she was a 9, and you're
Oh, boy, finish that sentence. Finish that sentence, and it's the last time that I'm taking you to the...
All done.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Great day in the morning. Can my friends also apply?
Sure. Just tell them to check out www.coveredca.com. I know what you're thinking, and I am not applying for them. If I were you, I would write this down. That's www.coveredca.com.
You just said it. This is Empire Talks Back. Man, I wish you guys were able to hear during the break. And if you're listening, and if you're on our Facebook Live, you would hear what the wisdoms that take place during the break. Tammy just said something about the money wasn't that important, but this was an election.
But here's again.
This is what you were describing. I had brought up the point about the importance of people being elected. She brought up the point about if you want the regulations to be on your side, you need to put somebody in a place that's going to make regulations that do that. And we were discussing the importance of money. And let me say this. I agree with Tammy when she says that we should be able to put our money in and buy our way into the game. I also agree with Tammy that when we say there's a wall there and we need to knock the wall down, we have to be judgmental about when to do one or two of those things. Mm-hmm. We have situations where the regulations, just like Jim Crow laws, are regulations. Some of the Jim Crow laws, 4 black men can't stand together, be seen together standing on the corner talking. That was a regulation, Jim Crow regulation. Slavery was a regulation, a Jim Crow regulation, a law. We have to change those. Protest does that. Electing people does that. The big question, and that's not limited to cannabis, in terms of putting money together to create the businesses that will help make America great and at the same time develop and revitalize the economics of the African American community.
Well, okay.
And I think that's important.
No, I think that's important too, babe. But I think we limit ourselves. And when you say African American community, I think we limit ourselves because we are playing in a game and trying to play in a game of our own, and we do not want to interact with other nationalities.
No other nationalities have the devastating statistics of how the
devastating. We can sing our song. We can sing our song all day and all night. But if you're not playing game with someone and interacting and building relationships or people who can put you into the game,
we're doing that.
Because here's the thing. And I'm just getting so frustrated because we keep saying that we only need to take care of us. Well, how the hell?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
But see, here's where I'm at. Okay, we did not get out of slavery by our freaking self.
Absolutely.
And so. And it's about collaboration and interaction. And sometimes I think we can get stuck in a rut that I'm only going to talk to Bruce, Sam, and Jim. I don't want to go talk to Randy,
I
who's
agree.
in the nationality out,
that's a problem.
or Sally, who's Asian, or blah blah blah, because they just take care of their own. That's not true. That's not true. That's called, listen to me, that's called, and it's exactly what we don't want people calling us when they sit back and say, oh, when we get profiled, we want to profile everybody else. Oh, well, you know what? They all take care of their own. Well, I have relationships with different nationalities. It's not always like that. From a general standpoint, you might think that.
Tammy, when we talk about individuals, I have to agree with you 100%. But when we talk about institutions, we have to deal with the power of the institution. I think that's
well,
the
I
difference.
get that.
Well, in getting that, we have to understand that institutionally,
yes,
scientifically,
yes,
we are all the children of Lucy. We all come from Africa.
Yes.
We're all Africans. We're all God's people.
Yes.
But that doesn't seem to stop the judgments that take place and statistically prove themselves as we look at who is being, and I use the word, devastated because of regulations that are stacked up against their potential existence and ability to contribute to the wellness
I
of the
agree
planet.
with you 100, but why I can't have 20 different nationalities
You can.
standing with me
Well,
to
understand,
saying, let's
when
get
you
this
go
done.
to your family reunion, somebody else from the outside could look at your family reunion and say, there is 20 different nationalities here. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
I mean, no, you think I'm wrong when I
No,
say,
you're right.
Okay, so the African American, when I say African American, if we just stood up and looked at African Americans, we see the whole world. We see people, but the regulation makers, the results of the regulations tend to demonstrate that if you're not white, you're going to get a devastating regulation set up to hold you back. Now, we can ignore the regulations and become criminals, or we can absorb and understand the regulations and simply either get there or not. And it appears that most
Now,
of
why
the
don't you
time,
get a partner who's not suffering from those regulations and
let's
get
go
them
there.
to pull you
And
up in
let's-
there?
And let's go there. Let's go to
I
getting.
believe
Let's
in
go to
getting
getting
partners.
partners.
Can you take me across the line?
Can-
Take me
there
over
we
there
go.
so I can
There we
win.
go. So this goes back to what we say every week. Do something different. Find somebody that you don't agree with and talk to them so that you can enlarge your scope and possibly
Get a new
enlarge
friend
your...
that might not look like you.
That's right. You're a new friend who will 9 times out of 10 not look like you.
And can carry you across the line.
That's right.
And then you over there
Because
and all the
unlike some
regulations.
people, I don't think we all look alike.
Yes.
Okay, so it's pretty easy to step out of the old pattern.
We just
and we're
want-
going back to what Carl did this morning, talked about this morning. Change your eating habits.
Yeah.
Change your habits if your habits are not taking you into a successful cycle of life.
Yeah.
Change those habits. Meet somebody. If you haven't been voting, I think I read something the other day where one of our big rock and roll stars, Mr. Kanye West, bragged about he's never voted. Folks, you got to vote. If you don't vote, that's your vote. And I'm totally agreeing with your right to say everything that you've said this morning. Some of it I didn't agree with, but which inspired me to
That's
think about
fine.
something else.
Well, listen, I'll tell you this.
We've got to be able to look at each other and see each other as a teammate and a team member and someone that we are working with, and let's develop something. Let's make something positive happen.
Let me say this, and because I especially my followers on Facebook, they have to be crystal clear that I'm a very 365-degree person. I understand what we as people have been through, but I look at all the industries that I have worked in, all the Fortune 500 companies that I worked with very early on in life, where I'm probably the only black person in the department. And, I could choose to either, rise to the top and show you, which I did in every organization that I work with. I ended up being the top salesperson, the top this and the top that. Why? Because you're not going to put me in a box. I'm going to knock the wall down. But my whole point is this.
Tammy, how many people have the blessing of an experience of a life, of a beginning of life, and a maintenance of life, and a support in life that you have? I mean, my point isn't to get you to answer. It's simply to point out that we've all have supports. Sometimes that support is strong and sometimes it's not.
Okay.
And we are looking not at the cream of the crop, because we have no problem at the cream of the crop level. What we have is an overabundance of people from our shade and hue who are being left at the bottom because of regulation, and not because they don't want to get out, but because listen, I
don't believe that. See,
well,
when you're
good.
talking
That's
about
good.
when you're
'Cause
talking
I
about
want people to
my
have that
benefit,
faith that you have.
my benefit in
I
life.
want every young person out there to have the same attitude and faith that you have, because that's what's going to keep them up. And I don't want them to get cynical and old and what do we call it?
Because let me tell you something.
What life is offering.
But let me say this, because I know we're going to have to go. Let me tell you this. I have gone to school alongside with people who might not have the best home life that I've had, but they've been granted opportunities greater than what I had. Let me share with you, okay? I have a really good friend of mine who probably, and I'm gonna say this and end it real quick, who, you know, her opportunity that she took advantage of was the fact that she didn't come from a great home. She didn't have the stability of maybe that I had, but guess what? She had college for free. Guess what? My family had to write a check, okay? And I felt like I came from a good household, blah, 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 blah. But she took advantage of the free check. She took advantage of something that was granted to her because something that was negligent on the other side. There's a lot of people out there sitting down that could get free checks into college. They can get free checks over here and totally are not taking advantage of it. I know there's a history. I know there's this, but sometimes we're going to have to rise above.
That's right.
And say, I've been kicked in the butt, but here's my opportunity. So, boom. So I have to say, where are those neighbors? Where are those other people? And where are
those other team members
who are actually kicking them in the butt to go?
Who will benefit as a society
let me tell you something.
When those individuals
I get kicked in the butt because I'm trying to tell people how not to eat. And how we've been doing, but see how this goes on.
And it's shameful. It's shameful.
But then they want to tell me,
But that's why they need the help. But
we dying on metformin, but we dying on high blood pressure. But you're gonna tell me that's not the right way,
those people. But the people who tell you that's the right way are simply displaying the symptom
of addiction.
That's right,
and that's the system we're in. We're being addicted to being in a complacent situation that we don't have to rise up above.
That's right, and you don't have to be addicted to failure. And I appreciate everything you've said. So as long as we end up with that point, you don't have to be addicted to failure.
Hell yeah.
Opportunity to change is there. We address it every week. You got a five.
Addicted to failure.
Yeah, we deal with that every week, Tam. If you listen back to the shows, this is what we end up with every week. That it's up to you to step up to the plate and do what you can do to make the team.
Because you already see the game.
That's right. All right. We see the game, and we want to win.
Are you going to take us out with the step 1, 2, 3,
I'm going to step
1,
2, 3, and 4. This is an opportunity to wake you up, shake you up, let you know that we love you. We would like for you to love yourself enough to do what's good for you, enough for you to make the judgments to say, I have a brain that's hooked up with the universe and the God Almighty, and I am not addicted to failure. Step up, folks. We'll see you next week under 2 circumstances. 1, the good Lord's willing. 2, if the creek don't rise. God bless you. Thank you for spending your time with us. Thanks, Tammy.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure.
We've got the groove. Oh. There's been so many things that held us down.